Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and a special warm welcome if you're new here. I am KiwiSimsKate, Kiwi because I'm from New Zealand, Sims because I love The Sims, and Kate because that's my name. It's as simple as that. So welcome in. Today we are doing quite a smallish build. It's only a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom build, and I was really inspired by the new kit that's just come out for The Sims 4, the Blooming Rooms kit. It's all about blooming objects, so plants and flowers, predominantly indoor plants, I believe, maybe all. Plus we got a couple of cool new furniture objects. So we got a kind of side table, I guess it is, like a hallway side table, and a small, another kind of small bedside table or chair side table, which I use both of in this build. And then also I used a lot of the Industrial Loft kit. I really love that kit. Probably the Industrial Loft kit and the Oasis, not the Oasis, the Courtyard Oasis kits are my favorite two, maybe. Oh, that's a tough choice though. Anyway, I really like the plant kit. I am big into my plants. I've got quite a few houseplants myself, and I also grow my own fruit and vegetables. Not many fruits, but I do have a couple of fruit trees, and every year I grow my own vegetables. It's spring here at the moment in New Zealand, so I've just finished planting the garden. We've got cucumbers, pumpkin, corn, a few different types of tomato. I really love to grow a lot of different colored tomatoes because I just think salads made with different colored tomatoes are, I don't know, they're visually pleasing, so in my head they taste better. Plus, what else did I plant? Capsicums. I also planted some spring onions, some carrots, radishes, a whole bunch of herbs. Yeah, just lots of stuff that are my favorite kinds of vegetables. So at the moment, it's really fun kind of checking every day out in the garden, seeing the tiny amounts that they grow, or in some cases, actually, the huge amounts that they grow overnight. Yeah, it's my favorite time of year, I think, spring, where all the birds are out and the plants are in bloom, and yeah. So because of that, I wanted to use two of my favorite kits, this new one in particular, and I actually built this kind of a loft thing when the Industrial Loft kit came out, but I never really properly finished it. And so when the Blooming Rooms kit came out, I thought it really goes with that industrial aesthetic and that kind of very trendy thing that's in at the moment, because houseplants are very trendy. They're like the in thing. Hipsters love them. Young people are really into them at the moment. It's all about, having plant babies in your house. So I thought that the two went really well together to have this industrial loft style home and then just like put plants everywhere. So I imagine this home it has a double bed in the bedroom, but I kind of envision it as a bit of a bachelor pad. There's a lot of dark colors. I mean, personally, I would love to live here, but it has a kind of bachelor masculine-y feel to it. So of course any sim could live here, or two sims. There is a double bed, but I sort of have in mind a super hipster male sim. Downstairs it's really open plan. There's a cool open plan kitchen, which I really love, using those base game, I think they are, counters, or are they Get to Work? I forget. The ones that are really industrial looking with the wood and the steel. And it's just all open plan with the living area, the sofa and the TV. And I've placed them a kind of an office area using the Industrial Loft kit dining table as a desk. And in that corner as well, I gave them a few skill objects. So I gave them a guitar, I gave them, I placed on the wall the wall art that came with Industrial Loft Kit, which comes in 3 different types. That looks like that kind of like faded mural. And I placed the coffee one because I kind of imagine maybe this used to be a coffee factory and then it's been converted into this loft home. And then I also, on top of that, I placed the wall object where your Sims can create their own wall murals. So maybe if you play this with this home, let me know if you do play this with this home, because I love to see my my builds being used. That's kind of like the ultimate. Yeah, so they can paint something on their wall. They've also got an easel as well, and something that I in fact, I don't think I've ever used it. I keep looking at it and meaning to use it. It's the like the topiary stand where your sim can sculpt something out of the hedge. I thought it kind of fit with all of the other plants. And then I like the entranceway. It's got bookshelf there, so there's plenty for your Sims to read. Yeah, so a lot of skills and activities. There's also a little back door to a small outdoor area with a barbecue and a table. Not really a lot out there. I've placed this build on the lot in Brindleton Bay, close to the docks, not the lot that's right by the dock, or right on the start of the dock rather, but the next one along. Because it used to be a coffee factory, I thought this is kind of a perfect place to put it. You know, it wouldn't be in a very residential area. And the sim that lives here is always going out and having fun with their friends, and very inner city, hip kind of sim. And then upstairs I have this loft level where I again use a lot of the Industrial Loft Kit items, the double bed from there, the side tables, also the kind of hallway tables, and I place them along together. And what I did to hide the yellow kind of storage buckets in 2 of them, because I didn't want them to repeat that too much, I sort of covered them with some objects from Dream Home Decorator, those storage boxes. And I think I kind of get away with it, I think. And yeah, it's just so that it wasn't so obvious that I just reused the same object 3 times along that wall. And what I really love about this build, I mean, there's a lot of things I love, but one of the features of the home that might be my favorite is this gorgeous, huge semicircle window that's opposite the bed upstairs. I think it is so cool and just reminds me of like inner New York City, Manhattan lofts. Yeah, I've always loved this style of build with the exposed brick and the steel frame and exposed kind of not gutters, what word am I thinking? Exposed pipes, and yeah, I just find it very cool, and I think I would like to live somewhere like this. Yeah, I've always been intrigued by a kind of New York City loft with those tall walls and huge windows. I just think you would want to be quite rich if you lived somewhere like that, because I know that it's not great in terms of insulation. So you would want to be able to afford to heat it very well, because I imagine in winter it would get freezing with those big windows and all the brick. So yeah, I doubt I'll ever live somewhere like this in my life, but I've been in love with the style for quite a long time. And in the bedroom as well, I really wanted to use those large door frame that we got, which again I think I say this every time I use it in a build, but I wish it came in an option where the door actually opened and closed. That would be amazing. I just don't like that the door is open all the time because it doesn't seem realistic. And so, if it's pouring with rain outside or if it's winter, you wouldn't have the doors closed. And I feel like it's such a simple thing they could have given us, but oh well, they didn't. So it still looks very cool. So I put it upstairs, and that leads out to just a really small balcony area from the bedroom where maybe they take their coffee up in the morning, sit outside, have a look at the view over the harbour. When I was taking the screenshots for this, I don't think I include it at the end of the video, but I took a couple of screenshots from the point of view of sitting on one of those outdoor chairs and on the balcony upstairs and looking out over the harbour. And I would love to be able to wake up to something like that every morning. I think that would be so cool. I love being by the water and by boats, and I just think it would be amazing to just sip on your coffee, read your newspaper, and look over the bay on a beautiful sunny morning. That's what your sim could do if they live here. I also added a bit of art and kind of funky objects here and there as I was thinking about the sim that lived here. I thought they're probably really into art and modern things. Maybe they also go like flea market shopping and try and find vintage items and mix and match them with really traditional items. So one of the reasons why I love industrial design so much is the mixture between the traditional fabrics and materials and really modern materials like steel. I just think it's, I don't know why I love it so much. I just think it looks very cool. And then the bathroom downstairs is just pretty basic. I mean, I find it kind of hard to make bathrooms particularly exciting. But I have often used this trick with the shower. I like building these kinds of showers where you place a room and adjust the platform. So it's just a kind of an open shower where you step up onto the platform. And I think I was doing some gameplay the other day and my sim was having a shower like this. But they don't actually step up onto the platform, I don't think. So it looked like their feet were through the floor. I don't know why, but I don't know if you all experience that too, but it was very weird. Anyway, it didn't bother me too much. And then the rest of the bathroom, again, I used the same counters as in the kitchen. And I placed a little laundry area. I wasn't going to put any laundry items in this build. I actually forgot, to be honest. And then when I got to furnishing the bathroom, which I do, this one of the last things I do is furnishing the bathroom, I realized it was a lot bigger than I had kind of planned. And so I thought I may as well put a washer and dryer in there, fills up the space a bit, and it kind of does have that feeling of a loft where you would have your laundry and your bathroom all in one, because you kind of have to, with this kind of a converted home where it wasn't originally a house, you often have to make do with what spaces you have and what walls are there already. So it's not built like a traditional home where you might have your own laundry room or space. I thought it kind of worked once I remembered. And then I move on to the exterior, figuring out what I'm going to do about the backyard. As I said, I didn't want it to be very big or complicated because the sim that lives here is probably quite busy anyway. They go out a lot, they work, they go see friends. You know, this is not a family home, so they don't spend a ton of time hanging out in their backyard. Maybe they'll have a couple of friends around or something and have a barbecue in the summer, but that's about it. And I also really loved I don't get to use the graffiti enough in the game, so I liked using that. Oh, and the big roller doors, that's right. I really liked putting the roller doors. They're obviously not functional, you can tell by where I've placed them, but they are the back wall of the kitchen, so you can't go in and out of them. There is also a back door that does work, but I thought the roller door looked really cool there, and I liked building the kitchen around it. And it looks like, you know, it was in the original build, and maybe it was the old like inwards outwards goods store of the factory. Yeah, it was just perfect. I also place a few more plants outside as well around the back. I think I used one of the objects from the new kit like 3 times because I love it so much. There are a few of the objects in the new kit that I'm not crazy about. I would say half of the stuff we got I really love, and maybe a quarter I probably will never use, and then the other quarter they're fine. But yeah, one object, which is that really large heavy looking pot with a sort of just a plain kind of green tree in it, small plant in it. I use it outside at the back of the house. I use it in the bedroom upstairs, and I use it in the entryway. It's something about it. It just looks very kind of real and perfect in this build as well. And then the front, I place a bit of landscaping. I just wanted it to look really green, like this sim loves their plants. So not only are they super hipster, they're like probably really into their coffee, their fashion, their socializing, but they're also a little bit eco-conscious as well, and maybe a bit of an eco-warrior. I placed a couple of solar panels on the roof. Did I put anything else? I think that was maybe it. They also have a bicycle, so they cycle everywhere they go. Screenshots will be here shortly, and if you'd like to download this build, my gallery ID is KiwiSimsKate. You can find this build and all my others there. There are a few on the gallery that either have CC or are marked as CC even if they don't. So you, depending on what you're looking for from me, you may need to hit that include custom content selection. This build, however, is fine. It doesn't have any custom content. You should be able to find it easily. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. It really does help to support the channel. And you'll also be able to follow and enjoy all my future builds here. You can also follow me on twitch.com/KiwiSimsKate, where I stream twice a week, playing a lot of The Sims, but also a number of other games as well. And my Twitter and Instagram handles are also KiwiSimsKate, and great places to keep up with all my updates and what's happening with me. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it, and take care out there. Bye.